And we are going to go back to item 5.21. This is for Water Resources and Lake County Watershed Protection District. Sitting as the Lake County Watershed Protection District Board of Directors, A, waive the formal bidding process pursuant to Lake County Code Section 38.2, as it is not in the public interest due to the unique nature of the goods and services, and B, authorize the County of Lake Water Resources Director to sign a Memorandum of Understanding agreement between the Lake County Watershed Protection District and the Tribal EcoRestoration Alliance for the time period of June 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2026. I pulled this item specifically for two reasons. One is I disagree with Part A, 100% agree with Part B, but I wish that we had gone through an RFP process prior to doing that. Also, there is a mismatch. Here we would be saying that we approve of the time period of June 1st through April 30th, 2026, but the agreement at this moment in time says it's through May 30th, 2026, and hoping to get some clarification to, at the very least, solve that problem or solve that discrepancy, and wondering if Jordan Beaton might be able to speak on that. And then I do know we had a public member who also wanted to pull that item, and so we will get to you.
Good morning, Jordan Beaton, Water Resources Program Coordinator. Angela DePalma-Dow is also on the line, and she can address your second question, but I had a few comments to provide for your consideration. First, the MOU. In the MOU, there are a wide variety of tasks, such as education, outreach, invasive plant species management, as well as native planting, water quality support, prescribed burns, as well as Clear Lake Hitch-related activities. Because of this wide variety, this would likely involve multiple RFPs and RFQs, which would increase our staff time doing that, which we don't think is a great use of our staff time. Terra is also a nonprofit, so no profit margin, and they have comparable rates to other contractors. Because we are essentially using Terra as staff augmentation, we need people that are familiar with the area, the issues, the processes of the county, and they have a local connection. And we've worked with them in the past, and it's been fantastic. Further, we feel that the positive result of the professional relationship between the county, tribal organizations, and local organization partnerships in general are a public benefit that outweigh any costs. That's how we feel. Angela, if you have any comments regarding the date issue, please jump in.
Thank you, Jordan. Angela DePalma-Dow, Lake County Watershed Protection District. I just second everything that Jordan has stated. And then to the point for the discrepancy between the memo and the agreement, we would like the agreement to be approved, or the MOU to be approved with the June 1st, 2024 date through May 30th, 2026, as stated on the front page of the MOU. That would be preferred. But other than that, everything that Jordan said, I agree with and stand by, and note that this is an MOU for a partnership between Terra and the district. And we have current outstanding grants and projects that were made possible because we had an existing MOU with Terra previously from 2022. And so I'm unsure of how those would stand if we no longer have a continuing MOU, because we were competitive and received those grant projects because we had this partnership with a local tribal nonprofit organization. And I will remain on the line if there's any further questions, and thank you.
Just a quick clarification, May 30th or May 31st?
May 30th is fine. That's what's in the MOU. We'll just keep it at that.
Okay. Thank you very much for your comments. Any comments from board members? Supervisor Green?
Well, I guess I kind of half agree with you on the A part, but only half, because I'm not really taken about the exception under 38.2 paren 3, because that would mean any nonprofit that's a 501c3, we just wouldn't go out to bid. So I don't think that's correct, but I'm going to give credit to staff for 38.2 paren 2. I think there is a unique nature of the goods and services that would preclude competitive bidding, and so I'm quite comfortable with this contract moving forward today.
Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and open it up for public comment. Anyone wish to speak on this item? Please come on up. I'm sorry, I forgot that you had wanted to pull this as well.
Joan Moss. I know that I've heard gossip about Big Valley, and there's a group in Big Valley that studies the hitch and doesn't meet with Sarah Ryan and doesn't approve of the EPA. So I think that looking at a tribe as a tribe is not quite accurate. I think an individual is accurate. And I would listen to this young lady with the brown hair because I think money is one thing, but the hitch are something else. They don't have a choice. Okay. They have to try to live. And I think that everybody needs to learn to talk to each other and get together and compromise. That's sometimes hard to do.
Thank you for your comment. I see no further hands up in Zoom and no one else in the chamber. Oh, Angela DePalma Dow.
We do have a Terra representative on the line. Kristen, I know her hand was up and then it went down, so I didn't know if she needed time to speak on behalf of Terra.
Ms. Murphy?
Hi. Yes, I want to just address that last comment. Terra does not represent any particular tribe. And so Terra is a multi-tribal collaborative that does have a board that is full of people who are representing and from the different tribes of Lake County. But Terra is its own entity that takes guidance from the tribes of the county, but does not represent any one opinion. So whatever gossip there may be about Big Valley or any of the other tribes there is not going to be affecting the way that Terra operates in their work. It sounds to me that the Board of Supervisors is convinced of the unique nature of Terra as an organization to be able to be considered for a direct MOU short of the formal RFP. But if there are any questions about that, I'm happy to answer them as well.
Thank you very much, Ms. Murphy. Bringing it back to the board, I'll just finish my comment. If it's possible to do two separate motions, the way that our purchasing ordinance has been drafted is if we utilize a waiving of the bidding for unique nature of goods and services, we're supposed to provide documentation for sole source or information as such, and I do not see any documentation provided to tell us that that is the only opportunity we have. I appreciate what Terra has done and will continue to do, and I hope that we can continue to work with them in the future. But I want to make sure that we, especially if it's hitch related, there are going to be so many projects, and I want to make sure that we ensure that we give the money to those who are going to do the work that we want and at the rate that we want. I don't think because you're a nonprofit that you're automatically going to match the rates of other nonprofits. Salaries are different between other nonprofits. And again, I respect the work that they do, and I'm happy to approve B, but I cannot approve A. So it depends how the board wants to move forward. If you want to do both, so be it. If you want to split it, that would be great. Supervisor Green?
I guess a quick question for Tara, if this is a super time-sensitive thing, or if we can kick the tires on this a week. And one reason I'm asking that is if we didn't provide the documentation, such would get you comfortable about the uniqueness of these services. I'm confident Tara could provide that. And the other reason I want to kind of deep dive just a little bit is if we successfully move forward with this either today or next week after we provide that documentation, I'm aware that there are some other projects kind of out there in the wings that may be directly funded by Blue Ribbon or something like that. So I want to make sure that we understand fully our ability as the Watershed Protection District to let contracts to interface effectively with our local tribal communities and organizations like TERA, because unlike the state, when we're putting money through these projects, we're not putting stuff in our MOU about a waiver of a sovereign immunity. And so I think looking forward to the Clear Lake Hitch response and other types of projects, really understanding our capacity as a county and as a watershed district to enter into meaningful contracts with the tribal organizations and organizations like TERA is going to be mission critical to moving forward. And I'm not saying that because I know for sure that the state funding is going to hit a hiccup with the tribes. I'm just a little concerned about some other projects that are not before us today and how they're getting funded. So, so I guess my one question for Tara is, if we put this off a week, would that be a deal killer?
I'm going to refer to Angela.
Hello. To answer your question, Supervisor Green, we do have projects scheduled this summer. For example, Tara is a partner with us on a primrose removal project and a tule restoration project. We do have trainings next week with the city of Lakeport at Hobbiton Park. So that training would not be able to go forward. We can push it back throughout the season. I'm just not clear on what the extra week would do. If you're looking for the documentation that will justify the unique services, if you refer to the attachment to the memo, page 6, there is a list of the project goals and outputs that TERA is specialized, experienced, and capable in providing. And there's a list of 8 things there that are very wide ranging, that we've had discussions and plans with TERA before and had projects working with them before. And then a lot of these things overlap with projects currently that TERA is working on, as well as the district. So we feel like that was a good example of the breadth, the scope of expertise that TERA brings to further identify them as being unique and providing these unique goods and services, in addition to their nonprofit status, which means we are saving through that reduced profit margin or no profit margin. I think I addressed all your questions. There is significant capacity limits within the district, and so TERA has been essential. In fact, some of the grants and projects that we've received, especially one through the Blue Ribbon Committee for additional primrose removal in Rodman Slough, we would not have gotten without identifying that TERA is a partner, because we would not have been able to do that project without TERA as a partner, without their skills for that project. So yes, there are some projects that we would not be applicable for without a resource like TERA working with us and having that pre-existing MOU from before.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. And we're back to the board for any action to take.
If there's nothing further, Chair, I move to waive the formal bidding process pursuant to Lake County Code Section 38.2, paren 2, as it is not in the public interest due to the unique nature of the goods and services.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay.
I also move to authorize the County of Lake Water Resources Director to sign a Memorandum of Understanding agreement between the Lake County Watershed Protection District and the Tribal EcoRestoration Alliance for the time period of June 1, 2024 through May 30, 2025?
2026.
2026.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Water Resources, for helping out.
Thank you.